As many may know, I am quite the Volvo fanatic. I've had a countless amount of P2 Volvos, the generation that carried Volvo through the 2000s, and because of that I will say I'm a little bit biased. I would very gladly drive a 20-year-old 200,000 mile V70, but I will admit these new Volvos are really nice and they really up the level of quality compared to the Volvos of yesteryear. And out of all the new Volvos that are in the lineup right now, my favorite is the one that's going away, the V60 Cross Country. My friends, hello and welcome to the V60 Cross Country. If you don't know too much about Volvo's Cross Country nameplate, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown. Volvo first birthed the XC nameplate in late 1996 for the 97 model year, debuting it with the V70 XC. Of course, like nowadays, it was based on Volvo's normal station wagon at the time, which was the V70. The whole history of Volvo wagons goes way beyond that, and I'll go into that, but not today. Over the years, the V70 XC transformed into the XC70, which is a truly fantastic automobile, the P2 and also the P3, and that carried Volvo through the 2000s, along with the XC90 and a few other models as well. In 2014, for the 2015 model year, Volvo introduced the first ever V60 Cross Country based on the P3, S60, and V60. Of course, you can see Volvo retain the same concept, using a station wagon and giving it a little bit taller suspension, more body cladding, and of course standard all-wheel drive. After the switch to the spa era of Volvos, Volvo introduced the V90 Cross Country, which was based on their full-size and flagship V90 wagon. In 2018, the S and V60 got redesigned, and soon after we got this generation of the Cross Country. Nowadays, Volvo still offers the V90 and also the V60 together, but after the 2025 model year, I don't think they're coming back, and that actually makes me very sad to say. Now, this V60 in particular isn't a dealership car. Volvo actually sent me this V60 to spend a week with, so thank you. This one is a 2025 V60 Cross Country in the Ultra trim in Volvo's bright dusk exterior color with the amber interior. Even though this is the top Ultra trim, this thing still has a few options on top of it, like the Climate Package for $750. It also has these larger 20-inch alloy wheels for $3,200, and then for another $3,200, this thing has the Bowers & Wilkins audio system, bringing the MSRP of this V60 Cross Country as it sits right next to me to $64,135. It certainly is more expensive than a loaded Outback Touring XT, but I will tell you already, this thing does feel quite a bit more substantial. Now, Volvo's always been pretty simple when it comes to trim levels, and the V60 Cross Country is no exception. This thing starts at the Plus trim for $52,000, and then you could get the Ultra trim like this one for $56,000, and then you can add options on top of that. Since the 90s with the original Cross Country, Volvo has kept it pretty simple when it comes to engine options for their tall station wagons. Originally, of course, you could get the true T5s and the 2.5Ts with the 5 cylinders, but of course, now we have all 2 liters, and even that seems to be going away. Under the hood, regardless of trim level, the V60 Cross Country uses a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes 247 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. That torque figure comes at a very low 1800 RPM, which makes it very usable and punchy, giving this 4,100-pound lifted wagon the ability to get to 60 miles an hour in just about 6.5 seconds. Power goes to all 4 wheels using an 8-speed automatic transmission and Haldex all-wheel drive. Something I really like about this V60 is the efficiency. Volvo rates this at 24 in the city, 31 on the highway, and a combined rating of 27. I'm kind of baffled right now because I always thought in my head that this thing was smaller than the XC70. This thing sits at 188.5 inches long, making it 2 inches longer than the XC70 and 3 inches longer than the current Volvo XC60. Volvo offers a few different wheel designs for the V60, but as you can see, this one has the optional 20-inch alloy wheels that were $3,200. They do look nice, but personally, I think I'd go for the smaller wheel. I will say, even if you choose the larger wheel option on this car, it still rides really smooth. Don't lick your lips too quickly though. Even though this thing is larger than the original XC70, this doesn't mean that it's bigger. This thing still is very usable. You can see an advantage over the old car. It has a power tailgate. Again, you still get a very usable amount of space. There's 25.5 cubic feet of volume behind the second row seat. You can see you can fit the tonneau cover to an Acura TSX Sport Wagon. And then if you fold the second row down, you get up to 60.5 cubic feet of volume. The original XC70, on the other hand, got 40 cubic feet in the back, and then 71 cubic feet of volume if you folded that flat. So that's like a little van. Thankfully, Volvo even offers a spare tire underneath the floor. It's a donut, but it's a spare tire. Volvo even gives owners the option to tow with the XC7, the V60 Cross Country. Volvo rates this little engine to tow 2,000 pounds maximum. That's not bad. As we climb into the rear seat of the V60 Cross Country, we click our shoes because it is dirty here. You can see I'm 5'9" and I'm sitting behind my driving position, and I can fit my feet under the seat. Even though this thing has the pano moonroof, I still have headroom. I'm very comfortable. Even though the rear seat does fold in this car, I do appreciate that Volvo added a pass-through so you can still stuff skis in the trunk. Because this one has the climate package, it has quad zone climate control, so both of the rear seat passengers have individual control of their temperature. Also, the 2 rear outboard seats are heated as well. I also appreciate that Volvo's been doing this for a while. Even though there's air vents behind the center console here, there's also air vents on the B-pillars for maximum ventilation for the rear seat passengers. It is now time to drive the V60 Cross Country. Listen, it's kind of noisy outside. It gets very quiet in here. Now welcome to the interior of the 25 V60 Cross Country. Sadly, I do know, at least at the time that I'm recording this video, Volvo isn't planning on making another generation of the V60 or the V90, so this is the last version of this car. This is the key fob for the V60 CC. This has the lock, unlock, trunk release, and then the panic button, Volvo's modern key fob. But because you have this, you have the smart key access system. All you have to do is put your foot on the brake, keep this anywhere inside the car, and then twist the start-stop button to go. First of all, we can talk about the interior a little bit so I don't get too distracted on the drive. We have Volvo's current steering wheel. It's 3-spoked and leather wrapped. It's heated. The buttons on the left side control the cruise control and pilot assist functions. The buttons on the right side control some of the menus in the center display, as well as some of the audio controls. As you can see behind the steering wheel, we don't have paddle shifters, but you can see that the headlights are automatic. And then on the right side of the wheel, you can see that the wipers are rain sensing automatic as well. And again, because this is a wagon, it has a rear wiper. Volvo did a good job with the gauges in this car. They're very legible. There's not a whole lot to them that you can turn on and off. Many blind spots everywhere. This would be a Volvo accident commercial if otherwise, but this car does have front and rear cross traffic alert. This car is very safe. Everything just feels nice about this car. Volvo really made a good product. That's why this is the one I would buy. It doesn't feel too big. The XC60 doesn't feel big either, but I just don't really like that genre of SUV. The brakes have a nice, smooth, progressive feeling. You'd never really notice that this is a mild, well, any sort of hybrid. I do like that in the gauges, I have Google Maps in the center display. It makes it very helpful when I'm just driving around like this. Honestly, the B5 powertrain has been plenty fine. I guess this one does have the Polestar tune on it, so it is a little bit more punchy, but this honestly feels fine. It wouldn't make me feel like I wanted a T6. A T6 wagon would be cool, but if I was to get a T6 wagon, it would be a real T6 wagon. Yay, everyone's turning left. We can go in quickly Polestar mode. This is uphill. You can hear a bit of the exhaust. In Polestar engineered mode, it really is interesting. It holds the revs. Of course, this thing isn't a sports ute because it's taller. It's like an XC70 if you're thinking in old Volvo speak. In the center, you can see Volvo's current infotainment system. It is Google based. I do like it because it has Google Maps that's built in, and it has a few of the other nice Google functions as well that make the experience nice. But it's just weird, all these new cars, you have to log into your Google, you don't have to, I don't do that, but you can log into your Google account in your car. The screen has great response. I really do have no complaints about it. Not much to it, which is honestly a good thing. The climate control, this one again has the quad, so in climate it's easy. It's always at the bottom of the screen. You don't have to dig through menus to do climate control or the camera well, I'm driving too quickly, but the camera button is always in the same spot. This has the 360 view camera, makes it very easy to park. This isn't a big car at all. Very smooth. You really don't feel the speed. Again, this is about a little bit over 6.5 seconds to 60. If I was buying this car and spending my money, I would use my money's worth and take it off-road at least a little bit. The steering has a nice weight to it. I have it set in firm, but you can also have that turned off, so the steering is a little bit lighter and effortless. But even right now, it's still way lighter compared to a BMW steering, that's for sure. The seats are very comfortable in the V60. Both seats offer full power adjustment, and also both seats have memory. The seats really offer a great amount of all-around support. In twisty situations, I don't roll around too much in the seat. It handles well. Volvos really do grip the road like they're on rails. That's something I like about them. The all-wheel drive system is very seamless. Right now on this bumpier road, if I don't avoid the bumps, it takes the bumps very well with the 20s. If this had smaller wheels, you really wouldn't notice anything. And it does feel way more substantial than an Outback. It holds the road nicely. The Outback still feels like a nice car, but you just notice the level of quality. The brakes are good. If I, slightly send it, it's good. Of course, it's kind of soft, but it has great mechanical grip. The all-wheel drive system is good. It is funny. I guess I'll quickly put it into Polestar mode because it's entertaining when you are in Polestar mode and you're on back road. It downshifts, it holds the gears, and then the all-wheel drive just feels like it's more 50-50 all the time. You can count. The sound isn't part of the experience, but I will say I would still prefer this over if Volvo decided to make an electric version of this car. If Volvo made an electric version of this car, I would not want it. I still would rather have this sound, because I feel more connected with the vehicle. I can feel what the car is doing. This just feels like a car, but you don't really feel the shifts. It's just strong, sophisticated, and smooth power. I also like this because the steering is nice and quick, responsive. It makes this feel nimble and fun in that regard as well. And that, my friends, concludes our time with this wonderful wagon. I really have enjoyed my time with this car. But this is a great everyday car. It's not too harsh, it's not too soft, it's just great at doing everything, and it's very safe at that as well. I will say I would still rather have an older Volvo wagon. This car has influenced me. I do want to get an old Volvo wagon. Before I start rambling too much about Volvo wagons, I appreciate you watching this video, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, peeps.